So we have been working with the private sector for many years. This partnership around this pavilion goes back 5 or 6 years with the National Business Initiative. And I'm happy to say that this year is the biggest participation we've had by a business delegation. And what you can see all around me is actors from all over the world showing off the contribution that they are making to this green technological revolution. We want South African businesses to be part of the opportunities that it offers. We want South African businesses to find more sustainable means of production that are aligned to our climate commitments. But we also want to ensure that the way in which we produce is just and creates new opportunities for those who have been historically marginalized in our economy, but also for workers and communities in the most vulnerable sectors of the economy. We think that by having this partnership with the National Business Initiative, we will be able to achieve those objectives, and in due course, we will see this climate transition and the economic opportunities it offers for all South Africans becoming a reality.
So far that there are a lot of people here who are coming from different organizations, and more importantly that the global south is actually represented. Climate change is a huge issue that affects all of us, whether you are within South Africa or globally. And for Anglo American as a corporate citizen, it is important that we are part of these conversations at COP27 to make sure that partnerships and collaborations happen so that we can be able to mitigate against climate change. For Anglo American, it's important that we focus on actions and deliverable actions, and some of that we're already beginning to see, especially when it comes to areas of renewable energy as well as sustainable mining plans.
I'm here at COP with DFFE, which is the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment. At the pavilion, at the SA Pavilion, has been a big ride, especially because I met President Ramaphosa and I actually shook his hand. So this is a very memorable spot for me. In between negotiations, it gets very hectic, up there, and this is where you can come and just relax and know that you're with your people. It's very nice to see the diverse cultures that come to the events like we're having right now with the SA Egypt business cocktail that we're having right now.
For a start, I want to say that it's so important for South Africa to have a presence at COP, not only because we have a story to tell, which has become quite a globally appropriate and relevant story, to really build the consensus amongst our own stakeholders so that when we go back home we can deepen the conversation, get better unity and get better clarity of purpose about what our climate response looks like. For us as the Presidential Climate Commission looked and listened to what other stakeholders in South Africa have to say about the just transition, we're forging a path of unity behind the just transition, as well as having a youth delegation as part of our team. Here has been a real pleasure to be part of the South African Pavilion as the PCC with a broad spectrum of our social partners.
So this is the 5th time that government and the NBI have jointly run a pavilion. I would say not only is it the biggest, but it's been the best pavilion. We've had the biggest, firstly we've had a fabulous set of sponsors from across South African business. We have had a large number of chief executives and senior business leaders at the pavilion, and we've been able to put on a program of events that has really brought in a very wide and diverse audience. And I've been very glad that it hasn't only showcased business and government activities, but we've brought in labor, civil society, young people, our scientific community.
I think the South African Pavilion, hosted particularly by the National Business Initiative, of which I'm the chair, is important because it's a meeting place for the South African delegation at COP. So I think it's very important as a meeting place, it's very important as a center of knowledge about what's happening in South Africa. I think it's also important for us to indicate that business in South Africa, and I head up the biggest business organization in the country, that business is working very closely with government to address our energy problems currently, to ensure that we move from the dependence on fossil fuel-based energy to cleaner forms of energy and a more diversified energy mix.
COP is very important because, as you are aware, it's where governments and NGOs come together with obviously the participation of the private sector. So the COP is very influential and very important, and that's why we are very much supporters of the COP and the role that we are playing, and we are very happy that we have been invited by the South African government through the partnership with the NBI, which we are members of, to participate in this very important and significant event and process.